There's something you need to avoid in life, something that destroys happiness, blinds your purpose, and keeps you trapped in an endless cycle of discontent. It's not failure. It's not rejection. It's not even pain. It's comparison. Because the moment you start comparing your journey to someone else's, you stop living your own. I remember a day years ago when I was scrolling through the social media. Everyone seemed happier, more successful, more certain about their lives. One friend was buying a new car. Another was traveling to beautiful places. Someone else was celebrating a dream job. And I sat there staring at my own reflection in the screen, feeling small. That's the quiet poison of comparison. It creeps in so softly that you don't even realize you're drinking it. You start to measure your worth against someone else's highlight reel. You begin to believe that your pace is wrong, that your story isn't good enough, that your life is missing something. But what we forget is that every person's timeline is different. Just because someone blooms earlier doesn't mean your season will never come. Imagine a forest. Every tree grows in its own rhythm. The oak takes decades to rise while the wildflower blooms in days. Does one envy the other? No, because nature knows. Every growth has its purpose and its time. But humans forget this truth. We rush, we compare. We measure our value in likes, numbers, and achievements that were never meant to define us. That's what you must avoid. The trap of living by someone else's measure. Here's what happens when you fall into it. You lose sight of your own path. You start chasing goals that aren't yours. You start building dreams that don't belong to your heart. And one day you wake up and realize you've been climbing a mountain that never felt like home. I've seen so many people do this. People with talent, kindness, and unique gifts, all losing themselves trying to fit into a version of success that wasn't theirs to begin with. Because when you compare, you forget your value. When you compete with everyone, you stop learning from them. And when you chase their approval, you lose your own peace. There's another thing you must avoid in life: holding on to things that are no longer meant for you. We often stay in situations, habits, or relationships long after we've outgrown them, simply because we're afraid to let go. We hold on to pain, to anger, to old versions of ourselves that no longer exist. We keep reopening the same wounds just to prove that we were hurt. But healing requires release. You can't fill your hands with new blessings if you're still holding on to the past. Sometimes peace isn't about gaining something new. It's about removing what's heavy. I once met a monk who told me something that changed my life. He said, "You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf." At first, I thought it was about the ocean, but later I realized it was about the mind. You can't stop challenges. You can't stop people from judging. You can't stop the world from spinning faster. But you can learn how not to be drowned by it, and that's what awareness gives you. The ability to see life without reacting to every wave that hits you. Avoid trying to control everything. Control only your response. Avoid trying to be perfect. Aim to be present. Avoid seeking approval. Seek understanding. Because peace doesn't come from the outside world. It's something you cultivate within. And here's the truth. The things you must avoid in life are not always obvious. They're subtle, like whispers. They live in habits, in fears, in excuses that sound reasonable. I'll start when I'm ready. I'm not as talented as them. Maybe I'm just not meant for more. Avoid those thoughts. They are thieves of growth. They disguise themselves as logic, but they're just fear wearing reason's mask. If you want to change your life, start by changing what you avoid. Avoid comparison and choose gratitude. Avoid fear and choose courage. Avoid anger and choose understanding. Avoid doubt and choose belief. Every choice you make shapes the direction of your mind. And your mind is where your life begins. So as you listen to this, I want you to take a deep breath. Think about what you've been holding on to. Think about what's been stealing your peace, and make a quiet promise to yourself. that today you'll begin letting it go. You don't have to do it all at once. Letting go is not an act, it's a process. Every day you release a little. You compare a little less. You forgive a little more. And slowly you become lighter. The happiest people aren't the ones who have the most. They're the ones who need the least. The wisest people aren't the ones who control everything. They're the ones who stop trying to. Avoid what drains you, protect what grounds you, and never forget that your peace is your greatest wealth. Because at the end of the day, you don't need to do more. You just need to be more aware, present, and kind to yourself. So if you remember one thing from this message, let it be this. Avoid comparison, avoid negativity, avoid the noise. Because peace isn't found in the world, it's found in the space you create within yourself.